What's up, y'all? I am back for another video. I know I normally do not review Disney movies, especially Disney princess movie. That is not normally what I review. But I figure, like I mentioned, I'm reviewing the newest shitty one. I just figured it makes more sense to review the original. And it's been a while. Like, I remember I used to watch this one as a kid. I watched, like, a lot of those old, Disney movies. And I gotta say, rewatching it, I can still objectively say it's a good movie. It's definitely not going to be one I'm probably going to watch again in the sense of, like, it's very girly. It's about, like, girl finding love. It's basically a romance, you know? And that is just not really my favorite genre. Y'all know. It's just not my favorite genre. But I can objectively say it's a great film. The animation is good. The music's good. Ursula, I gotta say, she's really one of the best Disney villains. Like, she legit was evil. She wasn't just Disney evil like how they do evil now. It's weird. This was back in, like, 1989. And they were able to do a solid villain who's female. She wasn't sympathetic. It wasn't like a man or some other bullshit that made her bad. She was just bad. She wanted power. At the end of the day, there are people like that that want power and will do anything to get it. And Ariel, I mean, we all know the plot. She lives in the kingdom of Atlantica, with her dad, King Triton, who, she has some, love for, like, love and curiosity of the of land, of the above world. And even before the movie started, because you have fucking, I'm not gonna shit on the actress personally, but the fact that it was either her or whoever made this movie was trying to say, like, in this new shitty one, that Ariel was like, our Ariel's gonna be independent, basically, and that, she's not just leaving, Atlantica for a man, when that's not even what the movie was. I was watching it last night. Literally within, like, 10 fucking minutes in the movie, she's already, like, having, the curiosity for, the human world. When she finds a fork, she has, like, a collection of stuff that humans throw in the ocean. But yeah, it just shows I'm sorry, I try not to turn reviews into rants unless the review itself is a rant, but I had to get that off my chest. It's like, within, like, 10 fucking minutes in the movie, she already had that, she hadn't even met and even seen Prince Eric yet. But, and her dad obviously has a distrust of humans and a dislike of humans. So she ends up making a deal with Ursula, who basically, Ariel gives her voice, and so Ariel can be a human for a night, and if she finds true love's kiss, she goes back to being a mermaid. So, and that's really the movie. It's very simple, and that's the thing about those old Disney movies, I will say, I really like, is just, they were fantasy stories. Like, not, like, I'm not going to say, like, obviously I'll put them on the levels of other movies, but they are definitely well-made fantasy stories. They really captured that, especially in Atlantica, perfectly. Flounder and Sebastian are fun characters, and they're side animal characters. Disney really did capture that audience back then. And it's mind-boggling. Like, I mean, and I know why, but it is just a little part of me that's just like, you really, like, ruined your reputation, Disney. So you just watch this. It's like, wow, this is not, like, not even, like, it's like not even the same company anymore. Obviously, like, I like Disney, but it was never one of my, at the time, one of my main things. Yeah, I was always more into action and more, even as a kid, always more into, like, kind of adult shit. But I can objectively say, like, they knew how to capture a generation, and this movie did. I can understand why people love this movie. It's a good romance story. You have fun characters. You have a good villain. The Atlantica scenes are great. They're probably some of my favorite parts of the movie. But yeah, it's mind-boggling to me they want to remake. I know why, because unfortunately that shitty Lion King remake made money, so they're like, let's just do it again. And what they're doing with this new one, it's just insane to me. So I figured, why not catch up and rewatch the old one, the original, and it's still a good movie. Personally, not my type of movie that I'm gonna just on a regular basis watch, but I can say it's a good movie. So out of 10, I give it a 9 out of 10 in terms of that kind of story. So, but tomorrow I'll be reviewing Snakes on a Plane, which I can't wait. I'll watch it again. I watched it last week, but I'll rewatch it. Fuck it, for the review. So I'll watch that tomorrow, and then I guess I'll kind of basically have a gist of what I got planned this week. I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but I'll just go into it today. On Monday, we'll list. So far, I have 8. We'll see if there's more. If I can think of 2 more, but if not, it'll be 8. 7 or 8 movies from 1986. It'll be my top movies from that year. Tuesday, I'll be doing Moonraker. Either that, or since I was supposed to do Moonraker last week, depending on what time I get home on Monday, I might still do the list at night, but I might try to just knock Moonraker out the way, and so we can review the next Bond film after that on Tuesday. We'll see. And then Wednesday, I watched a reaction to this movie because it was recommended by a friend. So I figured, instead of watching the whole thing, because I want to save that for a video, I watched a reaction to both of these movies. It's called Babysitter and The Babysitter Killer Queen. These movies are such a trip. Especially the first one. I actually really liked it from the reaction. So I was like, why not? I'll actually just sit down and we'll watch the whole thing. Actually watch the actual movie. So I'll watch the actual movie and we'll review that. Because it basically is about satanic killer babysitters. And they really pull it off. And it's out there. It's fucking bonkers, but I had fun with it. Just from the reaction. So I'm like, all right, we'll watch the whole thing. So I'll be reviewing that on Wednesday. Unless something else comes. Actually, no. Never mind. I might save those movies. Because I promised my friend Steve to review Streets of Fire. So I'll do that on Wednesday. So, but those movies I might start actually reviewing. I might review that on Friday instead. So we'll do The Babysitter on Friday. So that'll be on my Friday video. Then on Thursday, like I said, will be Mad Max Road Warrior, which I can't wait to do, Mad Max 2. Because that was always my favorite one. You know, because that's where they go full-on dystopian, all the cool car designs, yeah. So I'll be reviewing that one, and then Friday will be The Babysitter. And then probably that weekend, depending on when I watch it, because I'm not watching this dog shit in theaters, I will be reviewing, more like ranting. I'm going to be roasting. I'm going to be honest. I just don't think this will be good. I'll be roasting the shitty new Little Mermaid. So, but that's my plan so far. Other than that, let's take a hit and we'll get started on my video. So we meet Ariel, and already I really do think they do a good job of introducing you to Atlantica and Ariel. Meet her friend Flounder and Sebastian, who's a crab. He's basically Triton's advisor, and he kind of always watches over of Ariel. And the animation, that was the one thing watching this. I was like, man, I do miss 2D animation. Even with remember, I really love Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, but it's I really do miss 2D animation. It's stuff like the Iron Giants. You don't get 2D animated stuff unless it's on a service. That's like the closest, but even then, really, no one else does it. So it was kind of cool seeing that again. But so yeah, we're introduced to Ariel and her, and she already has the curiosity for for humans, and her dad basically forbids it for her to go above land, and because she forbids like contact between humans uh um and um between humans and Atlantica. But she refuses one night while uh kind of looking at the surface world. She ends up seeing Eric and his ship on a stormy night end up crashing, and he ends up falling over. She ends up saving him and brings him to shore. Um, and then we get the Under the Sea song, which as a kid, it's very catchy. But Triton finds Ariel's room of artifacts, ends up destroying it, and she ends up crying. This is where we get the eels that work for Ursula, and Ursula's introduction is great. Like, she's just in the shadows, and you just see her fucking eyes, and she's just talking. Like, it's like they actually try to make the villains look scary back then, and not just generic bad guy who's scheming, you know, or just in modern Disney, evil like white male. So, and um, she manages to convince Ariel to basically makes a deal that she'll transform into human for 3 days. And all she has to do is give up her voice, because she basically just wants King Triton's trident. Like, that's the thing. I miss when, I always rant about this, but it's just because how often it's been done and how this shit has been overdone with the whole sympathetic villain thing. It is nice. Like, even in these kids' movies like this, the villain had one. Shit. Sorry. Like, yeah. People can try to call it, oh, it's one note, but sometimes it's simplicity works. She has one goal. She wants power. She wants Trident's trident. I know that's kind of a tongue turner there, but it's like, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, she just wants one thing and has one singular goal, not some, oh, we need to learn her backstory and why she's evil. No, she's evil. She wants Trident's trident. End of. So she manipulates Ariel into giving up her voice. And then she goes to shore. We get the funny scene with her and so this is where we meet Eric, and they kind of spend time together. You get kind of like the classic Disney story, because basically to break the curse, she has to find true love's kid. Basically that kind of premise, and that's the thing. This is a perfect fairy tale movie. I think that's the one thing I could say, especially if like animated. It is a great animated fairy tale movie. Fairy tale movies for me are kind of hit or miss. Like, for me, I like more like the Shreks, where it's almost like a spoof in a way. But I can appreciate, a movie like this. So they almost kiss, and like the fucked up thing is they're gonna tweak the song in the newer one, because we got to make it like, that Eric, that basically got to give Ariel consent. It's so stupid, man. I don't want to like harp on the new one. I do want to stick to this one, but it's just the things I'm thinking about it. But yeah, and but Flop Sam and Jet Sam end up thwarting their kiss, and So Eric ends up getting duped by Ursula to forget about Ariel because she's basically trying to thwart Ariel from ever meeting Eric. And that's the thing. You can make a villain work with not in, and I understand in these movies, I'm not expecting like some crazy like Kill Bill like action movie where fucking Ariel fucking kills Ursula, and then granted that'd be fucking awesome, but um um so Vanessa is actually the one who's gonna end up marrying Eric. Scuttle tries to thwart the wedding. Basically, they have to try to stop the wedding. Triton ends up capturing it. Not Triton. Ursula ends up capturing Ariel. This is where we get that scene where Ursula forces Triton to take his place. Basically, kind of switching it. Basically, to get Ariel back. Triton will give up the trident. He ends up doing it. And she ends up becoming queen. Eric ends up using a harpoon and pissing off Ursula. And I'll admit, that was a great scene. So Jet Sam and who I like, Flawed Sam and Jet Sam are funny throughout the film. Like, they're your comedic kind of minion for the villain. Eric then commands his shit because this is when Ursula becomes like basically kaiju, essentially, and rams into her, killing her. Then Eric and basically, kind of like these movies end, happy ending kind of thing. No, the actual story is very fucking dark, like the actual like ending. But I understand it's a Disney movie. You gotta have a happy ending. But yeah, so Eric kisses her. King Triton, gives his blessing for Ariel to become human, and they have the wedding, and movie ends. The music's great. It's a classic. The animation is really good. It's like, this is primetime Disney. This is Disney at their best, and it's like, I gotta give it to them. Obviously, like, I'm gonna keep saying, not my type of movie. Most of the Disney princess movies, aside from a few, I genuinely, like, Cinderella, well made, but I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to watch it. Like, these are kind of like a little bit, same with Beauty and the Beast, well made, but kind of girly, on the girly side. No offense, this just personally, like, but something like Lion King, right? I can watch all the time. But this, I can't, like, I'm not gonna still say, okay, this is still a great movie. Like, this is a great movie. It doesn't matter if it's not my type of movie, but this is Disney at its great era, and then they want to bastardize it by making a soulless remake, because the other soulless remakes, because unfortunately Aladdin made money too, and fucking Lion King, which that was pathetic. That Lion King remake was so bad. Maybe I'll roast that. I might suffer watching it for you guys to roast it. I know a lot of people have, but like Lion King is like one of my favorite movies. It's like my favorite Disney movie. Borderline it's probably my favorite animated movie. Well, actually, I don't know, because there are some, like, there's actually a bunch of ones flying in my head right now, including like some Batman ones, like, Mask of Phantasm, Under the Red Hood. Like, so it's like, maybe we'll see it, but it's up there potentially for best animated, best Disney movie in general for me. So I might roast that, but the fact that they want to just keep doing this, and with this one, they're gonna hide behind the whole. We're gonna race swap Ariel, so we're gonna hide behind her being black, so we can try to avoid criticism because all we have to do is just it's people just being racist, even though there's really no reason to actually swap her. No, nobody was asking for a black Ariel. No one was actually asking for a remake. So even if, let's say, they casted an actual redhead, it'd probably still be shit because it's a soulless remake nobody asked for. Because they're not even, from what I'm hearing, it's basically gonna be girl boss Ariel. So Mary Sue Ariel, she's gonna save the day. So that's all it's gonna be. It's feminist Little Mermaid, basically. But relatively, it's gonna be the same movie, but just feminist version of it. Bravo. But anyway. Little Mermaid, the original Little Mermaid is a classic. I'll always say that. So, 9 out of 10 movie. That's what all I can say about that. Tomorrow, sorry, I don't know why I say little. Snakes on a Plane, which that's gonna be an interesting transition. But rewatching it last weekend, it's definitely a bad movie, but I had fun with it. It knew what it was. Even the premise makes no fucking sense, but hey, it's a fun, dumb, fun movie for an hour and a half about snakes killing people on a plane. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, really, not more to it than that. So, but anyway, besides, that's pretty much all I got planned tomorrow. Then top 7 or 8, it depends. We'll see what happens, but 7 or 8 movies from 1986. So that's my next 2 videos for the next few days. But other than that, I'm gonna cheers and talk to y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.